Philip Henderson writes in and says, when you came to the AWA, what were there any positives while you wrestled, and was what was the pay like during the dying days of the AWA as well?
Oh gosh, I can't remember what the pay was, but it was decent. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it, I don't think. I don't know. Yeah, we were always very fortunate back then because like Ed Sharkey, we worked like Sean and I when X-Pac, when he was a Lightning Kid, we had a good 2 year feud up in the Midwest. And uh, we were very fortunate back then. Eddie would get bot shows. He never gambled on the house or anything. So he always got bot shows. So, and especially for just starting in the business, we always got usually at least $100.
Hmm.
So, which isn't bad for someone just starting.
With the AWA, was Vern still hands-on at this point? Was it mostly Greg at this point who was sort of running the
Oh,
show?
it was still Vern. Yeah. Yeah. He was quite the character. I didn't get a chance to, interact with him much. I was always taught, keep your eyes and ears open and your mouth shut and just do what you're told.
How many matches did you have in the AWA? Because, and also, did you ever wrestle in the big pink empty room?
What was the big, no, wait, what's the big pink empty room?
So I think I don't know if it's like the Team Challenge series. This is like in the last weeks where they just
The
had no fans.
experimental thing?
Yeah.
Was it with the background of the crowd on a
Oh, that's something
green screen?
different.
Okay, yeah, I did that one day. We did that, the experimental green screen where they put the crowd in and they didn't have the technology then. It looked horrible. But I didn't do the big empty pink room or whatever it was. I don't know what that is.
I think it was like in the last weeks, and they claimed that there was too much interference from fans running into matches, but actually they just couldn't get anyone to the TV tapings.
Oh,
So they just did it in the giant pink room.
no, I didn't do that one. I don't think I think I was done doing squashes for them by then. Because after Memphis, then we did. Oh, then Eddie Gilbert brought Sean and I back down to Dallas to redo our feud in Global, and then after that, Sean and I started going to Japan quite a bit for that Lucha Style company.
I read on I hate this. I read on Wikipedia, but I read on Wikipedia, and it claims that you were the very last person to challenge Larry Zbyszko for the AWA World Heavyweight Championship before he went back to WCW. Is this true?
I I don't know. I heard that too, and I didn't never realize because I wrestled Larry twice in the AWA, but I didn't realize that if the second one, he may have had the belt, yeah, but I wasn't sure if it was up for a title match or anything.
I was going to say, yeah. Did you realize that the belt was on the line?
Probably not. Probably because I knew there wasn't a chance in hell I was winning anyway. So it didn't matter.
How were the crowds in like the last year in AW? I'm sorry to harp on about the AWA. I'm
Oh no,
fascinated
that's
by the last
fine.
month.
I loved the crowds back then were still great because the curtain hadn't been pulled wide open yet. So a lot of the fans still believed it was real, which made it great, and it just made it magical. And I feel bad for the guys now. They're never going to experience that and experience real heat when the fans are pissed off at you and want to see you die and stuff. It got scary at times.
When was the last time you experienced real heat?
Oh gosh, probably. Hmm. Actually, I think in TNA when we brought in X-Pac to redo our feud, and we did a thing after the pinfall where he got up, and I mean we had it heated and we even brought in the real story of our past into the promos and stuff. And I'll never forget the first promo we did. I mean, we were bringing up really some personal stuff, like when we would hit the road together, and I pulled Sean aside and I told him, I said, listen, uh, I said, I'm going to say some things in this promo that were real back then, but it's all water under the bridge. I don't, it's nothing now. And we talked about it and we were all fine with it. And so we brought up stuff like, when he got the big break and went to WWE, I never heard from him again. And then, like he forgot all about me and I wasn't a big enough superstar to be his friend anymore and stuff. And I told him too, I said, there was a lot of local guys and stuff and a lot of people who thought I was jealous that he got a big break. I wasn't jealous. I was happy for him. I was thrilled. And I told him that. And so we brought up in the promo stuff like when I said you forgot all about me, and you forgot that when we would go on the road, my dad would watch your son Jesse when he was still, you know, and boy, that promo, he got hot and said, "Don't you bring my son into this," and blah blah blah, and it got really, it was, the promo came off great because it was a true story. And after we were done, it was dead silence, and I know it was maybe Russo and Bischoff, and I don't know who else was there, but everyone was just like, their eyes were wide open, like, where the hell did this all come from? But we couldn't use it because it went too long. So we had
Oh
to redo
no.
another one. We had to redo another one. And it probably didn't come off as good as the first one, but it still came off good because our whole angle in TNA was a true story. And at the end of that pinfall, he jumped me at the end. You know, he made it look like he was all sorry, and we, you know, hugged it out in the ring and stuff. And when he jumped me afterwards, I think some of the fans were pretty pissed off.
Hmm.
So that was, I think there's a little bit of heat there.
Hmm. You never had anyone trying to jump the railings though in TNA after you?
Not in TNA. Years and years before, Sean and I were wrestling each other at a VFW show. And so it was a small room, no rails, no security. And I'm chasing Sean around the ring. And this guy gets up in front of me and picks up his chair like he's going to hit me. And Sean, quick thinking, like, grabs the chair from the guy and threatens me. So I get in the ring and we continue the match. Well, we got another spot. I'm chasing him around the ring. This guy gets up in front of me and I step to the side. He steps to the side. I step to the side. He steps to the side. And I put my hand on his arm and I said, "Move." And the guy grabbed me by the throat. So I just gut wrenched him, picked him up. I slammed him on the floor. We got back in the ring, finished the match quick, and got in the back. And the promoter asked me, he goes, "Do you know that guy?" And I said, "No, I've never seen him before in my life." He says, "Well, you better call the police and press charges before he does." So we had the cops come out and they more or less just scared the guy off. You could tell he'd been drinking. But I found out that day I could have been sued for protecting myself because in past lawsuits, the wrestlers are held accountable for getting the fans' emotions all worked up. So I found out the only place they're fair game is in the ring. So you just gotta, if they attack you, block it, get in the ring, and if they come in the ring, now they're fair game.
There was well, the thing is also is that they've got to climb through the ropes first, which is just always head first prime.
Oh yeah,
Prime attacking, you know, the most defenseless sort of position, I guess. Just were you saying that in the early 90s? I mean, 5 years earlier, I think it sort of started with the suing culture because I think Jim Duggan got sued for punching a fan, or maybe it was Mid-South. I think it was WWF. The Midnight Express got sued around 1990 for doing the same thing. So things were really, really changing. You sort of just came into the business just on the cusp of the territory days into the independent days. To the suing culture days, I guess, as well, where, you know, you could, you know, get $1,200 in the hole, I guess, very quickly, as you said before.
Well, that was just because that was, you know, and weren't getting paid a lot that time, and a lot of it was all driving. I had a gas guzzler car, and you know, stuff like that. But you know, back in the, I love the territory days, and one of the first things they taught me was in Memphis was watch out for the little old ladies in the front row with a purse because they'll put a brick in their purse and try and clock you with it.
Did they?
So yeah, that's how much heat there was back then on the heels. Is you didn't get too close to the fans where they could be within arm's reach. That would be stupid if you did. Then you're just asking for trouble. So you kept your distance.
I always like that really non-threatening piece of rope to separate.
Oh yes. Yeah. Yeah, the world class with the Von Erichs and Freebirds, they just had that little rope that cracked me up too.